What's up everybody? Welcome to another how-to video. In today's video, I'm going to show you how to replace porch posts or columns on your front porch. I replaced all 4 of these in one day. First I'm going to tell you how I did it, and then I'll show you. The first thing I did was jack the header beam up, high enough to remove the original post. I jacked it up just enough to get it out, just so I could see light through the top, maybe a 1/16 of an inch at the most. I positioned the jack here next to the original post, but far enough away that I had room to work around it on the bottom and on the top. I was able to jack it up with my automotive hydraulic floor jack. I placed some wood under the casters to distribute the load, and then used a vertical 4x4 placed under the header beam and pumped the header beam up. But I didn't want to use that, since it would be jacked up for an extended period of time while I'm cutting the new post and replacing it. I didn't want to worry about the hydraulic jack leaking down, even just that little bit, and the new post wouldn't fit back in. I used a solid steel tube style mechanical jack, which I'll show you right now. To support the roof while replacing the post, I use this style of jack post. It's a steel tube with the threaded jack screw for height adjustment. Using a wrench to adjust it up and down, it's mechanically locked, so I don't have to worry about leak down on a hydraulic jack. I thought this was important, considering I only jacked it up maybe a 1/16 of an inch, and the post would be out of position for an extended period of time. I placed a chunk of 2x6 between the plate and the concrete on the bottom, and also between the plate and the roof on the top, to distribute the load. I then measured the exact length of the old post and transferred it to the new post. However, I did not cut it at the exact length. You see, the old post sat directly on the concrete, and the bottoms were beginning to rot, which is why I replaced the posts. For the new post, I use these composite spacers, so the lumber is not in direct contact with the concrete, which will save them from rotting. So I took the overall measurement of the old post and marked it on the new post with the spacer screwed on the end. I used these composite spacers on the bottom of the post so the wood would not be in direct contact with the concrete. It's unfortunate that there's not a better picture on the website. Here's a picture of the actual product that I took at the store. There was also this other version available from Simpson. I ended up not using this one because the drainage holes were so small. These offer a lot more in the way of drainage runoff. Now it's time to cut the 6x6 posts. Unfortunately, I could not cut through it with my compound miter saw. The 6x6 was just too big. To cut the new post to length, I ended up using my circular saw. I made a cut, then rotated it 90 degrees. Made a cut, then rotated it 90 degrees. Cut, rotate, and cut. This left a small solid core in the center which I finished off with a handsaw. This worked out great. Next, with the cut complete, I applied caulk to the cut face of the post. This is to prevent water from getting into the ends of the post and going through the grains like a straw. I applied a bead all around and then used a paper towel on my fingers to distribute it, and this kept caulk from getting stuck all over my hands. I did this to both ends of the post. The first end with the spacer was done before screwing the spacer on, and then the cut end that goes on the top was done after the cut. With the new post in place, I put a squirt of caulk on the ground and set the post in it. Then I made sure the post was plumb and level and lowered the ceiling back onto the top. Once the weight was bearing on the post, I towed in screws on all sides. Then the post was complete. Currently, these are just bare 6x6 cedar posts. I do have composite covers coming for them, and I will cover those in a future video. If today's video was helpful, please give it a like and subscribe. I make new videos every day or every week, and if you subscribe, it'll really help the channel. I hope this was helpful, and I'll see you in the next video. Alright, I've got to pretend to measure my old post. I think my post is more than 3 feet tall. I think it's more like 8. 8. Yeah, that's better. That should do it. That looks legitimate.